So go ahead and hit a couple more wedges there. Is that a, what degree wedge is that?
This is 60.
60? Okay. Yeah, so definitely. So something that we're going to try to work on here. So that shot with that wedge, it works in some instances, but if it's windy out for some, you know, or if you really want to get some more spin on it, we're going to try to lower the flight of that wedge a little bit. Just bring it down just a tiny bit, and that's going to cause it to spin a little bit more and lower the ball flight. So that ball right there was really high, and that's going to be mainly caused by you coming into that ball pretty steep. You can see by this divot here, you're digging, you know, not too bad. This is, you know, a normal divot, but sometimes on this Bermuda grass, if we get too steep and too dig, it can really grab that club, and I'm sure you've noticed that a little bit out here playing. So when we talk about this, we're going to try to lower the ball flight a little bit, and I'll show you a little bit on how we're going to do that. So the main way we're going to lower this ball flight, add some more spin, is going to become a little bit more shallow. So in that sense, what I mean by that is, instead of that steep impact, we're kind of going to go along the ground, and our low point's going to change just a little bit. So instead of digging and making that huge divot, we're almost going to clip it off the grass. So we still want to make contact with that grass, but we're not going to make as big of a divot. Ball flight's going to go down lower a little bit, and we're going to create more spin. So go ahead and try that. So let's make a couple pre-swing changes before we do that. So go ahead and set up like you normally would for a wedge. Yeah, definitely. That's a good setup. So now, when you're coming into the ball, instead of feeling like you're coming in steep and almost like a straight path, feel like you're coming a little bit more from the inside. There you go, just like that. Yeah. Yeah, that was good. So you see how much that ball spun?
Yeah.
And so that ball spinning there is caused by that much shallower you know, angle of attack rather than that super steep. And you can tell by the divot. Let's move it off to the side so we can really see the difference. Okay. So go ahead and go back to your normal shot and go ahead and hit a normal wedge like you would with that higher ball flight. Yeah, so that's a good wedge. Let's watch that after it lands. So a little bit of spin, but it kind of hops forward a little bit. So now let's hit another one. Let's move it off of that divot so we can really see the difference of how that angle of attack is a little bit different. So now feel like you're coming a little bit more from the side. You're kind of picking it, almost like you're going for that lower groove on the club. Yeah, that was not bad. You see how the flight was lower just a little bit? The angle of attack was still a little bit steep, but it was a lot less steep than it was before. So go ahead and hit one more here. Let's really focus on just brushing that grass. Really try to make as little of a divot as possible. And another thing you can remember too, coming through impact, is try to keep those hands low. That's gonna really, you know, exaggerate it just a little bit much on this first ones, and then we can kind of work on it. Definitely. So you see that difference there? So that ball was a little bit lower. It sounded a little bit different, right? You caught it a little bit lower on the face. That may be a little low, but that's definitely in the right direction. So keep working on that. Try to, you know, take as little divot as possible, especially on this Bermuda. That's really going to help lower the ball flight and increase your spin.